Hey guys, Ogi-san here and welcome to the channel. If you guys are new yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as it helps me out and it keeps you up to date on everything Lost Ark. And while you're at it, go ahead and join the Discord as well. We're trying to build up a little community there. We've almost got 100 members in there, so it's building up every day, slowly by slowly. We can get them Lost Ark lobbies and chats all going down. So go ahead and join that. And with that out the way, let's hop straight into today's video. Today I want to talk to you guys about the new class we just got, Machinist, aka Scouter. I know a lot of people have been excited for this class, myself included. And what I want to share with you in this video is just how to build it affordably right now, as the prices for everything is very, very expensive. Eventually, later down the line, it's going to start dropping down once the hype dies down and once there's more people all getting accessories, especially now, since it's a lot easier to get to 14, 15. Everybody's going to have access to relic accessories. So the market should start getting better and we should start seeing more of them, which makes the price go down because there's more availability. And there is a lot of demand right now for this. Obviously, there's not that many out on the auction house. So let's just go about what I recommend doing with your Scouter right now if you just got it to 14, 15, and what the future plans would be to change your build in the future. So I have some stuff to share with you guys. I have this document over here, A Machinist Frequently Asked Questions. It's a nice written guide by Jonah Fast. There you can find, I think that's their Discord link over there. And it's a really long thing. It goes through pretty much everything. I will leave this in the description for you guys, the link. You can go through there and follow this through. You can check the Evo build, or if you even want to play the other build. It's got a lot of min-maxing and just fine details about everything in here, combos as well, and best engravings and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to show you guys is just what is the cheapest way to go about building your machinist right now and to prepare it for future upgrades. I will share with you, this is my lower total of my engravement calculator. This is how I actually built mine 4x3 with everything on spec and then crit. I did have to pick up a negative, but it was a small negative as it was only a movement speed, so minus 2%. And with classes like this, you really want to get as much spec as you can. You see, I have 1547 spec, so I had to compromise a little bit, but you'd really want to get as high quality as you can on spec classes because spec scales really, really good in this game. I think spec scales the hardest with pretty much everything in this game, damage-wise, and just helps all spec classes a lot. So how I did this, and you can do this without Legendary Grudge. You don't need Legendary Grudge, it's just easier to have at least a Legendary book. I believe Legendary Evo books are really overpriced. But the engravings that I did go with is Grudge, Barricade, Evo, and Adrenaline. And what a lot of people suggest is to replace the Barricade with Raid Captain. If you can afford that and get Raid Captain instead of Barricade, go ahead. I just ended up cutting a Barricade Adrenaline Stone. And after cutting like 10 or so stones, I kind of was giving up hope. I cut some Raid Captain, Barricade, Raid Captain Adrenaline, and some, they're a little bit more expensive. And then I tried Adrenaline Barricade and I ended up with a usable stone over there. So for your stone, you want to try and aim for at least a 6/6, I believe is what you need. Maybe a little bit higher if you don't have a plus 12 on the book. But to get the 4x3, and just ignore the Spirit Absorb. I was doing some testing in Trixion to actually show you guys the difference between Barricade and Raid Captain. So you put in the level 2 Spirit Absorb to simulate Yearning set from supports, which you should have most of the time when you're raiding and doing most content nowadays. So let me show you guys a little sheet over here. So this is my build. Both of these are on a 2-minute pass, and that's the difference over there. 1,066,000. And then with Raid Captain, I got 1,071,000. So it's less than it's like 4 or 5k difference in DPS, like out of a million. So that's nothing. And as well over there, we did crit a lot more. So if we crit over there, I think the DPS would actually be higher with my Barricade build. And the reason being, these are very, very close. So whichever one you can get, go with that. It's just I did this yesterday, so like day one. I got there and only accessories I could find that were affordable in my price range was spec on them. I had to compromise and go with Barricade, and also depended on my stone that I cut. So if you guys get lucky and you get a Raid Captain Adrenaline stone that you can actually cut and you can use, go for it. And then just build either of these, but I wouldn't suggest going for clean blunt right now. As a starter setup, just to get your machinist going, because you see I'm 1435. I'm going to try and get him to 1445 this week, but we don't know. We'll see how that goes. So I'm not going to main him, but he is going to be one of my top 6 gold owners, and I am going to put some work into him. So this build is what I would suggest, to just build him cheaply and affordably right now. And then later down the line, you can obviously drop, you can get in Keen Blunt Weapon as a 5th or something else, and you just have to redo everything. And the trick that I did as well is I used legendary accessories with my class engraving. So I got Evolutionary Legacy over there. You need 2 legendary accessories with your class engraving, and the rest can all be relic. And that's the most efficient way to build them, like cost efficient way. Unless you've got thousands of gold, go ahead and actually just get yourself 4 relics. But good luck trying to get Evolutionary Legacy on any relic pieces right now with spec and something else. It's going to cost you a fortune. So that's how I did mine. I'll show you guys my calculator. On my necklace, this is a legendary neck. You see I only have +3 to my evolution legacy over there and nothing else. The second engraving was like completely useless, but it still worked just because of how I did the rest. You see there it has propulsion. That's like completely useless for me, but it is crit spec. So that was the most important, getting crit spec, and then my evolution engraving over there. And then let's see the next one over there, the ring. That's a legendary ring. Actually, no, that's a relic ring with +5 to adrenaline and nothing else with high spec. So that one was why it was so cheap, because it only had adrenaline. The other one didn't really matter. And then over here, I have another legendary with +3 on Legacy of Evo as well. Not another second engraving was useless, but they do have high spec, so these are really nice. And then the other 2 relic pieces, I did have to get a 5-3 on this earring, so I could finish off Barricade and my Grudge with my Grudge books. And then on the last earring, I had to get a 4-3 with the Adrenaline Barricade. And the reason I could do the 4-3 instead of a 5-3 is because I cut my stone 6-7, so I could go down a little bit on that one and actually make that. So you guys have to cut your stone first, see what you get, and then you want to try and get the neck piece to be a legendary because it's going to be cheaper with high spec, crit, and Legacy of Evolution. If you can fit another engraving on there, great, that's awesome, go for it. If you find one within your budget, get it. But this is all I could afford, and this is the most cost-effective way I could find to start building a scouter right now in preparation for when you actually get later down the line. So another thing I could suggest for you guys just before we close this video out is to actually try and invest into 2 level 7 gems, as you won't need to get full gems on everything else. But if you do have 3 cooldown gems like level 5 or that lying around, you could put them on all of your generating skills. So mainly it is this one over here, the Command Raid Missile, Command Flare Beam, and Energy Buster. Those 3 are your generators. That one doesn't really have a generator tripod, but it does a lot of generation. I believe the blue one. Oh yeah, all 3 of these blue ones all have a tripod over there. You can see the core. That's the one that actually builds it up. Core energy charge. And get those. Oh yeah, get your tripods for them as well. That helps a lot. So the 3 tripods, 2 gems, 4x3, and you're sorted. Just get as high spec as you can. Get 2 legendary pieces like I show you here. The other 3 relic. And that's really good. That's all you need for right now to start off on your scouter. And you can always build them up later down the line. Swap out those 2 over there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps. If it does, please drop a like and a subscribe. It helps me out so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Foggy side out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the